We've all heard of imaginary numbers. Some of us have probably used them in problems. But do we really understand what they mean? Today let's figure out what imaginary numbers are and why they matter. What is I? I is the square root of -1. At least that's what I learned in high school. It doesn't really make much sense, but we kinda just go with it. You know, you can't really multiply a number by itself and get a negative number. If you started out with a positive number and multiplied it to itself, you'd obviously end up with a positive number. And if you picked a negative one and multiplied that to itself, the negatives would just cancel each other and you'd still have a positive number. Zero's out of question. Anything multiplied by 0 returns a 0. So there can't be a number whose square is negative, right? The imaginary unit is pretty hard to imagine. Important mathematician with a really big wig, Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz, said, "The divine spirit found a sublime outlet in that wonder of analysis, that portent of the ideal world, that amphibian between being and non-being, which we call the imaginary root of negative unity." I have no comments on that, but I does actually make a lot of sense. To understand what imaginary numbers are, we need to first figure out what numbers really are. We created numbers to count things. So I can tell the difference between 4 books and 5 books. So we made up numbers to count books. Or to be more precise, things like sheep and bundles of grain. Maybe I have no books at all. So we stuck a 0 to the left of the list. There, we just created a number system. But then my textbook tore into 2 pieces and I had to account for half a book. Or rather, 156 over 561th of a book. And behold the birth of fractional numbers. But you can never really have fewer than 0 books, right? And mathematicians agreed. If you had to subtract a bigger number from a smaller number, that just made no sense. You can't take books out of no books, you just had an invalid operation. But everyone knows that 2 minus 5 gives -3. Stupid mathematicians. Except not really. The reason we think negative numbers are totally normal is because we use them every day and can imagine them easily. We need them to calculate things like debt and describe sub-zero temperatures. We just created new numbers and stuck them to the left of our number line. But I will remind you that negative numbers are pretty crazy. The idea that 2 negative numbers multiply to give a positive 1 took a while to get used to. But it works exactly the same way with complex numbers. They make vectors and alternating electric current and a bunch of other cool things easier. But that's not even the point. The point is that no numbers are really real, at least in the sense of there being tangible physical objects. They're just labels we assign to different quantities of things when they get too complicated to deal with pure intuition. Just like how words in different languages help us describe the things we see. Numbers are abstract ideas our minds created to represent real-world quantities, like how many horns a unicorn has or how much pizza John ate. Numbers exist because we use them and they don't contradict themselves. And as mind-bending as this may seem, imaginary numbers definitely fit that bracket. So it's just obnoxious and hurtful to the square root of -1 to tell it to get real.